given this game, we both agree it's important for Kevin and it's important for Dillon.
Yeah.
Are you more confident in Kevin Stefanski in this game and what will be called of him and what will be asked of him?
Confidence is the wrong term here. I have no confidence in either, but I have to choose.
Yeah, you have to. You're comparing your confidence to either.
I think that Dillon's going to have the best game we've seen Dillon Gabriel have. I don't think it's because Kevin Stefanski is going to do anything wonderful or awesome here.
Okay.
I just think it's just the setup. That's all. It's the only thing that Dillon has going for himself here is the setup. It's very favorable to let Dillon actually. Again, look at all these quarterbacks against the Patriots that have had a bunch of yards. Tua threw for 300 yards against this Patriots team. Spencer Rattler still might be throwing touchdowns against this Patriots team. Like, there's a lot of quarterbacks. We don't even think fondly of. Geno Smith had a great game against the Patriots from a passing standpoint. It won't be because Stefanski did anything special. It'll just be because this is the best chance for Dillon to look good because so many other mediocre quarterbacks have been able to look good against the Patriots.
So I guess when I start thinking of confidence, I think what would cause me to lose confidence? With Kevin Stefanski, if Kevin has Dillon throw 52-plus times, which he did 2 weeks ago, I would lose confidence in you for that kind of chicanery 2 out of the last 3 weeks, right? With Dillon, it is, are there plays out there that you're not taking advantage of? In 3 starts, there are 2 of the 3 starts. Kevin Stefanski's run the ball, and he's run the ball convincingly. So I have a 66% chance of being pleased if we're going off the first 3 games. I'm about to do Steiner math here. Mm-hmm. Whereas Dillon, each one of the games, there have been plays left. I mean, I would say the game where he left the least amount of points on the board would be the Minnesota game. But, I mean, he missed open receivers or just didn't see open receivers in the last 2 games in a way that is detrimental to winning. I lean Stefanski here, even if you and I share the sentiment that I don't necessarily trust either in this matchup.
I mean, you're asking me to choose between 2 things I don't believe in, and so I have to choose one thing that I don't believe in and continue forward here. The problem with Stefanski, and I really do think I bit the bug that is attached to Stefanski, whereas I have no confidence in him. I have no confidence in any given game that I believe he can pull off what he needs to pull off, and I don't know how he gets that back, Nick. I truthfully don't. I don't know how he recovers from what a bad spot he has put himself into.
So I haven't lost all hope in Kevin Stefanski. I have allowed myself to talk myself off where I was at the end of last season and give them a little bit of grace in the idea that Deshaun was a big part of what was wrong with the team last year. In the emotion of the moment, I will admit that I probably just completely disregarded that. It was a part of it, even if it wasn't all of it. You played more than half your season without Deshaun last year. It should have gone better than 3-14. I digress. So I haven't lost complete hope with Kevin. I think so much of the talk around him outside of Cleveland is disingenuous and silly in terms of, 2-time coach of the year, this, that, and the other. But he's given up. I mean, there are opportunities. He has schemed guys open the last 2 weeks, or the last 3 weeks. And in fairness, he did it with Joe as well the first 4 weeks. You can scheme guys open, but if the quarterback doesn't see it or doesn't throw to it, it's on the quarterback. So even though I think Kevin is a bit overrated, and even though I think Kevin's probably closer to being on his way out than he is saving himself and saving the Browns franchise, I think Kevin's doing some of the things you need him to do. I disagree with his distribution of run to pass almost every week, but at least here I can say, well, it's not Kevin's fault that we didn't see Jerome Ford on the perfect play and we tried to draw the DPI there. It's not Kevin's fault that Quinshon was wide open and Dillon thought, I should run for 4 yards instead.
Yeah, but it is his fault that we went 11 straight games and scored 13 points, averaged 13 points in 11 straight games, and we didn't score more than 20 for 11 straight games. It is his fault that this is the 12th quarterback now that he's had, which is an astonishingly large number, and he's not been able to get any of them to look like a competent quarterback outside of a 5-game stretch with Joe Flacco. Like there's a lot that just points for Kevin. It's an historical thing, and it's what we've seen over a long time. Whereas with Dillon, maybe I'm just hoping on what I don't know or what I haven't seen. It's just been 3 games, and so I'm just kind of hoping that maybe some of the things that they tell us he has will be able to showcase itself.
I do think that Kevin has overly stressed don't turn the ball over to these guys, and I do think that's causing havoc with it. Certainly it was with Joe, where you could see the internal debate as he was trying to make plays. But through 7 weeks, if both quarterbacks have turned down plays that were available and big plays that were available, I don't know how I can put that on the head coach, or put it all on the head coach.
Well, it's his assessment was that Dillon Gabriel had this supercomputer brain and was going to be able to figure it all out. And so like his assessment is a part of this, and his assessment in thinking that Dillon Gabriel could do this job and was going to be able to pull it off to me, it's a pure reflection of Stefanski.
The thing we didn't mention is, on some level, you are trusting Kevin Stefanski against Mike Vrabel, which might tilt some of the conversation in your direction.
Yeah, and I really do believe in the couple people I've talked to now in New England around this team, that team, just the idea that they're convinced this is all Drake May. And I know that makes it sound like it's a shot towards Mike Vrabel, and it might give a little bit of an opening for the Stefanski versus Vrabel discussion. I don't look at it that way. I think Vrabel's very good at what he does. But it is interesting how their viewpoint in New England and the Boston area is just giving a bunch of credit and heaping it all towards Drake May, and really just kind of making it seem as if Vrabel and McDaniels are just kind of along for the ride.
Now, you and I have also talked about how we think this game is more winnable than maybe the analytics folks says, than FPI says it is, and certainly the way I think, and I started the show by saying, I don't know if it's lack of buzz, but it sure does feel like a lack of buzz, or if Browns fans are just in wait-and-see mode with this game. I think that's what's going to be really interesting. I think if they lose, I think the renewed calls for Stefanski to go are going to happen on Monday. And I think if you win, I think you're going to see people, no matter how you win, saying that's a win you cannot dispute. This is a good win. The Browns are 3-5, and they're going to make a play here.
Oh, if they win, we're not bringing up anything about New England's basically just the wimpiest schedule imaginable to open up the season.
Yeah,
we're just going to let that go. We're just all these other things. And by the way, if they win, we're also going to talk about the idea that Drake May might as well be the second coming. Is that Patrick Mahomes or is it Drake May? I don't know. You tell me. But that's just how this works, and that's okay. It is interesting that we feel like this game's going to be a lot closer than what it feels like everyone else feels like.
Yeah, what is the line again? 7?
It's 7. Yeah.
So, that's a touchdown. It's weird. It's right in that in-between spot of where it's like, oh yeah, you'd see the Browns covering. They're also 0-8 against the spread on the road the last 8, which if they lose this against the spread,
yeah,
that would be the longest low road losing streak against the spread. I want to say going back a decade. I think that's what I saw.
40 seasons.
40 seasons?
Yeah, the past 40 seasons.
Well, let's not do that.
Yeah.
That sounds awful.
I know. Yeah, the Vegas people have been very hip to that idea because they love anytime something happens, and usually what you're talking about in like 10, 15, 20 years. Yeah, past 40 seasons. But why are they so bad on the road? It's something that I'm going to touch more on Sundays with the pregame show. But the idea that you haven't won a road game since week 2 of last season is an incredibly long time. 11 straight road games to lose. It's not as if they're winning a bunch of games in general, so maybe that's just part of this. But the idea that Stefanski on the road just melts down is just very problematic.
I think it might be a sign that they're just not that good in general. Would a win have you buying back in?
Yes, because this is a BOGO game. Buy one, get one. If you win this game, then you get the Jets game the following week, and all of a sudden you're a 4-5 team, and you're looking at some winnable games in the horizon. But if they're able to win this game, it can show me that maybe, just maybe, the game against the Dolphins was a turning point game. They lose it, then we can just call it what it is.
I forgot it was the Jets next. I thought it went Patriots, Ravens. For some reason, I've had it out of order. Yeah, I like this. I like what you're saying.
Right? You like the BOGO?
Because then you get 4-5, and then even if you lose to the Ravens, you're in a respectable spot, more respectable than we thought you would be. I'll do a partial buyback in. To me, for a full buyback.
Oh, I didn't know we could do partials.
Wow,
that feels like we're cheating.
We've
almost.
all had partials before. Come on now.
Yeah,
I think a win is great. It really is.
But
for the guy who said a week ago, I don't care about style points, I think for me to get a full buyback in 2 games, I need the offense to look at the upper limit of what this offense can be. Because that's how bad this defense you're facing is, and that's how bad your offense has been.
I was looking up the past Vegas lines for this Browns team in particular. The last time the Browns were in a 7 or 7.5 point spread was, in fact, the Green Bay game. That's what I was thinking to myself. The Green Bay game, week 3, and then Browns turned out to win that game as well.
Vegas knew.